What's good, duelist? Johnny Akusu here, coming at you with what I am coining the most broken anti-meta deck in the new format we call link format. In my opinion, this is by far the most broken anti-meta deck in the game for this format, and I will explain to you why this deck is so powerful and why this deck is so broken. But without further ado, for the first time as I could find on the internet, I've not found this build anywhere. I've not found a version of this deck anywhere. I've not seen this build or any versions anywhere on the internet. So if you're watching this, this is most likely the first time you will see this on the internet. So first off, you're running 3 copies of Trickstar Candina. Her effect states when she is normal summoned, you can add 1 Trickstar card from your deck to your hand. You can use her to add reincarnation. You can use her to add herself from your deck to your hand to then summon another copy if you're able to make like a rank 4 play if you want to. But she is here for one purpose, and that's to get to Trickstar reincarnation, and there's a reason why you want that card. Next, I run 3 copies of Fluffal Bear. Self-explanatory. If you know what the Fluffal Herald deck does, you pitch your bear to the graveyard to search and add a toy vendor from your deck and place it face down in your spawn trap zone. And then if you have the Fluffal Wings, you can then pitch the wings with toy vendor's effect to draw a card and reveal it. Toy vendor's effect states that the card revealed is a Fluffal monster. You can then special summon a monster from your hand, including the Fluffal monster you just revealed. But you're using wings and bear as the purpose of being able to banish the wings and the bear to destroy the toy vendor and draw 2 cards. So it's basically pseudo neg 2 or neg 4 from the deck to draw 2 cards. Next we run 3 copies of Trolling Lockbird. This card is insanely powerful. Combos well with a specific trap card in this deck. A lot of players out there right now have been discussing this card with the Trickstar engine and what it does. And in my personal opinion, if this combo, if the 2-card combo takes off, I could expect Trolling Lockbird to be somewhere on the ban restricted list, limited to 1, maybe banned, or maybe even have a certain trap card be banned or limited, depending. But that's neither here or there. Anyway, moving along, I run 3 copies of Herald of Perfection. This card is insane. Pitch a fairy from your hand, negate the activation of a card effect, spell trap a monster, and destroy it. As long as the card is not a counter trap, or the card cannot be destroyed or is unaffected by card effects, Herald can negate it. Point blank, period, enough said. Next I run 3 copies of Cyber Angel Ben 10. This card is a 1-card tribute for Herald Perfection. If you want to summon Herald, this is the card you want to have in your hand. Plus, her first effect is pretty insanely good. If she is tributed to the graveyard, you can add a Light Fairy, i.e. Trickstar Candina, or your Fluffal Wings to complete your toy vendor combo. Add it to your hand, and then proceed from there. Next I run 3 copies of Pre-Preparation Rites. This card allows you to search out your Herald Perfection and its ritual spell. You cannot search the Benton with this card because the ritual spell for Benton is not made from this deck. And also the ritual spell for the Cyber Angels do not specifically state the names of the Cyber Angels in their card text, so you cannot search like Ben 10, and you can't use this to search a Ben 10 and initiate ritual because Ben 10 is not listed as a card name in the effect. So you're basically using this to grab the 1 Herald of Perfection and the 1 Dark Herald. Next I run 2 copies of Foolish Burial Belongings, or in North America it's Foolish Burial Goods. Combo this with your Fluffal Wings, and you automatically have the toy vendor combo in your opening hand. You are going to neg 4 cards with those 2 cards and draw 2 cards, negging 4 cards out of your deck, drawing 2 cards off the wings and off the wings effect. Then I run 3 copies of Terraforming because Ritual Sanctuary is a field spell in this deck, and it is a very powerful field spell, and you really want to see that card as often as possible. So if you want to run 3 terraformings just to get to that card, it's just insane. So terraforming, if your field spell is a very important card and you need to get to that card as quickly as possible, like most decks in this format do, terraforming, want it at 3, need it at 3, play it at 3. Next, I run 3 copies of the Ritual spell Dawn of the Herald. This card is your Ritual spell to summon Herald. Combo this with Benten. You can then use its secondary effect to banish itself from the graveyard, which can be banished at any given point during the turn you activated it. And you can return your Benten to your hand. So you Dawn of the Herald, pitch your Benten, summon Herald, banish Dawn of the Herald, return Benten to the hand. Benten's effect to Searchlight Theory. That's pretty much the 3-card combo to summon Herald plus getting the Light Fairy from deck to hand. Next I went 3 copies of Toy Vendor. Once per turn you can discard a card, draw a card, and reveal it. Then if it is a Fluffal monster, you can supposed to summon 1 monster from your hand. Otherwise, discard the card you drew. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Agent Saber or Fluffal monster from your deck to your hand. So what you would do if you opened up with the Fluffal Wings and Foolish Brittle Goods is you would Foolish Brittle Goods, send your Toy Vendor from deck to graveyard, using Toy Vendor's effect from grave to search out your Fluffal Bear, then using Bear's effect in the hand, pitch it to the graveyard to search the Toy Vendor, set it face down your back row, activate your Toy Vendor, use its effect to pitch a Wings from the hand to the graveyard, draw and reveal. If it's a Fluffal monster, you get the effect. If it's not a Fluffal monster, it goes to the graveyard. Then you're going to banish your Wings and your Bear, destroying your Toy Vendor in the process, and draw 2 cards. So pretty much negating 4 from the deck, or deck thinning 4 cards out of your deck and drawing 2 cards. Then I run 3 copies of Ritual Sanctuary. This card states you can pitch a spell card from your hand to the graveyard. Search your deck for any 1 ritual monster or ritual spell card added to your hand. This also combos well with Toy Vendor. If you have a Fluffal Wings, a Toy Vendor, and a Ritual Sanctuary in hand with, say, a Benten and a Dawn of the Herald, for like, say, example, 5-card opening hand, you can pitch the Toy Vendor to search out your Herald to get the missing piece for your Herald combo. You will also get to search your Bear, which then you can pitch the Bear, make the Toy Vendor combo, make a Herald of Perfection, draw 2 cards, possibly search your Trickstar Candida, and go from there. Next I run 3 copies of the most broken trap card in Code of Duelist. My personal opinion, most broken trap card in Code of Duelist. It is just Trickstar Reincarnation. Banish your opponent's entire hand, and if you do, they draw the same number of cards. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then toggle 1 Trickstar monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Why this card is so broken, and I will get to this right now, is this card combos well with Drawn Lockbird. A lot of players have been talking about this on the internet. I've been seeing this a lot lately. I had this deck build practically for the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I've been debating on whether I wanted to post this on the channel or not. Discussing it with the team, they have not gotten no feedback from them about this, so I figured I'd go ahead and do this. Anyway, the way the combo works is if the first thing your opponent does, if you go first and you have Reincarnation and Drawn Lockbird in your opening hand, you would set the Reincarnation face down. If your opponent goes second and he happens to activate a search card, like say for instance Reinforcing the Army to search a warrior monster, or plays any draw power card like say Pot of Desires, you will then activate Drawn Lockbird. You will then activate this card, Drawn Lockbird. During the player's turn, if your opponent adds a card or cards from their deck to their hand, except during the draw phase, you send this card from your hand to the graveyard. For the rest of this turn, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand. That includes searching to the hand and drawing to the hand. So if they say you're playing against an opponent playing 2 Dracos and he activates Diagram first and uses Diagram's effect to search Masterpiece, pitch Drawn Lockbird from your hand to the graveyard. In response to Diagram's effect, when Diagram resolves and you have the Masterpiece in your hand, You can then activate Trickstar Reincarnation. They will then banish their entire remaining cards in the hand, including that masterpiece, and they will draw no cards. No cards will be drawn into their hand. They will get no cards off the effect of Reincarnation. They will banish whatever's in their hand and not draw a single card. And why this is with the Herald deck, why I claim, in my personal opinion, this deck is the most broken anti-meta deck in this format, because think of having Drawn Lockbird in your opening hand, a pre-preparation of Rights, side range of Ben 10, and a 3-card opening hand. All you're missing is Reincarnation, Trickstar Candida. Doesn't matter. Your Ben 10, going first, search out your Candida. This Candida's effect when summons to get the Reincarnation. Now you have a Herald with 1 fairy in hand to negate any card they activate. If they search first, you play Drawn Lockbird. Then you play Reincarnation. You wipe their hand, banish it completely. They draw no cards. They have no hand, maybe 1 card on the board, but you have a Herald in play with fairies in hand to use to negate any card that they draw into, any card that they activate that they're going to draw into next turn. So, example, your opponent's playing True Dracos. You have Drawn Lockbird, pre-prep, Ben 10 in your opening hand. 3-card opening hand. Pretty decent opening hand. You go first, you make your Ben 10, you make your Herald. You use Ben 10's effect to search out Reincarnation, search out Candida. You then summon Candida, search Reincarnation, set current Reincarnation back row. If they do not have any way of destroying back row cards like Twin Twister or Cosmic Cyclone for that matter, on their turn, if they go second, say they activate Diagram, and they go to search Masterpiece, you draw Lockbird in response to Diagram. They will search their Masterpiece. You will then activate Trickstar Reincarnation, you will banish their whole hand, they will draw no cards, and then you will draw your next card per turn. You already have a Herald in play. You will continue making your 4th presence, and on their next turn, say they draw into a Pot of Desires. They're going to Pot of Desires 10, they're going to want to banish 10 to draw 2, so they can hopefully recover from the damage that they just recovered from the entire blowout, from that blowout you just did to their entire hand. So they activate Pot of Desires. You go Herald to negate. The 1 card they drew is now in the graveyard. They have no hand, they have no board. You are completely locking them out from being able to play cards and being able to play card effects from cards they draw. As long as you keep that Herald on board and you are able to make that combo work, you completely shut them out of the game. Locks them out completely, makes them unable to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For the remainder of the time that you have Herald on the board and you have completely successfully pulled the Draw Lockbird Reincarnation combo. As long as you got fairies in your hand to pitch for Herald's effect, they will not be allowed to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And moving on to the very last card of my main deck, I run 2 Solemn Strikes. Reason for that is because sometimes you get a Herald and you don't have any fairies and you can't use Herald's effect to negate. It's always good to have some form of card negation if you can't use Herald's effect, so Solemn Strike is a good card. It's legal at 3, I run 2, don't need 3, but that's the main board. Moving on to my extra deck, I run 1 copy of Cowboy, as it's noted in games past and games present, and probably in the future. Rank 4 Cowboy, late game win, 800 for the game. Why not? Next I run 1 copy of the Gusto Emerald, with being able to send 3 monsters from the graveyard back to the deck to draw a card. It's not bad. 1 copy of Castel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer, because being able to attach 2 to bounce a card back to the hand. It's 2000 to attack, but you get to remove a card back to the hand, or sorry, back to the deck. And it's pretty good. Candida plus Candida makes Castel, bounce a card back to the deck, go to Herald on board, 2018, they have no monsters, they have no back row to stop battle damage, they're taking some pretty decent damage. 1 copy of Tornado Dragon, detach material, destroy 1 spell or trap on the field, pitch from back to back removal. 1 copy of Utopia, because Utopia package, Lightning plus Prime plus Utopia, or Utopia plus Prime plus Lightning is just insane. Or it's the 1 copy of Prime to go with the package and the Lightning. 1 copy of Beatrice because it is a rank 6 and it requires 2 level 6 monsters. And if you get 2 heralds on the board and you don't have fairies, then I wish to succeed into the rank 6 Beatrice. And if they out the Beatrice, well, you get the special summon Dante from the extra deck. 1 copy of M7 because 2 rank 6s. It requires 2 level 6 monsters to make him. It's rank 6. He can return a monster from the field back to the hand. 2 heralds with no fairies. Make a rank 6 2700. Bounce the only monster on the field back to the hand. Swing for 27 direct damage. And of course, I run 1 copy of Dante, Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss, because if I do make the Beatrice and the Beatrice gets outed, I can special summon this from the extra deck into the extra monster zone. And just to let you know, this is a link format ready deck. This deck doesn't really run a lot of extra deck because it doesn't spam very many extra deck monsters. You're most likely going to be summoning 1 extra deck monster, and when you do, that's it. The remainder of the cards in the main deck do all the work for you. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Please hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel to see more great Yu-Gi-Oh content coming soon from the rest of the team. Anyway, leave a comment below if you like this deck and you want to leave a comment below on your thoughts on this deck build. Please do so. Anyway, I am Johnny Akusu for Team Go Games, and I am signing out. Peace.